Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is iAllegedly. And got a good one for you because fed up homeowners are now getting arrested for kicking out their squatters. And it's wild. So, a lot to cover today. And please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Today we have a sponsor, my favorite, private internet access. And let's get right into it. Adele Andalero is a homeowner in New York State. She inherited a $1 million property from her parents. And when she inherited this property, she was dealing with their estate and she had certain things she had to do first, and then goes to the house to get it ready for sale. And there's some guy living there. What are you doing here? Well, I live here. It's my house. No, you don't. I inherited this house. It's from my parents. You need to leave now. I'm not going anywhere. I'm on the lease. So first things first, the guy's a squatter. The guy just moves in. Now, here is wacky New York. You think California's crazy? This is insane with New York. If you live in New York State and you are in a property for 30 days, you can claim rights to the property. Hey, I'm a tenant here. And you don't have a lease. You're not paying anybody. You don't have any documentation that says you're supposed to be there other than the fact that you maybe crawled through a window, unlocked the door, and now you live there. Now, the worst part about this, Adele went to this house and found that the locks had been changed. The front door had been changed, and this guy had completely changed everything to where he was out of the house. He was in the house, and she was locked out of the house. Nuts, okay? So she gets fed up, contacts the guy, contacts a lawyer. The lawyer says, this guy's got rights because he's there. And she says, no, he doesn't have any rights. It's my parents' house. It's my house now. So she steps forward and calls the police. They come out, and sure enough, the police say there's nothing you can do with this guy. She made a huge mistake because then she contacted the news media and said, we're going to the house together, and went to the house with a news crew in tow and decided to, work on getting through the door, breaking through the window. She ends up getting arrested for this. Is that crazy or what? Now, you're seeing more and more and more of this right now where these homeowners are losing their rights. Now, it's another famous story in New York State, and I did all this research on all these squatter rights. I mean, for somebody to be considered a squatter, they don't have a lease. The laws in New York, when you go to what they call housing court in New York, housing court is sitting there saying, hey, listen, we don't want a long-term tenant to be kicked out of a house. So we have to give these people some rights. So you've got to file a full-blown eviction for these people to get kicked out. Now, the problem with it is that New York State was so backed up during the health crisis and the pandemic that they are years behind on hearing some of these cases. So these people know this. They move into these houses and they, barely pay the electrical bill, and they go out and they just take over the houses, and it's happening over and over again. There was another person that went out and took over a $2 million house and was frustrated as heck with this and decided, I'm going to go do the same thing, and almost got arrested. He didn't get arrested in New York, but Adele did. Now, flash forward to here in California. There is a guy whose parents died in 2019. And this guy's name, it's his real name, Flash Shelton. Flash goes out, and Flash is like, why are these people living in my mom and dad's house? So what he did was he went to, dad died, went to mom and said, Mom, I want you to write me a lease and sign the lease, and I'll be the tenant of record right there. The guy stalked the house, waited for the people to leave. The second they left, they went and threw everything on the front porch, everything they had, pulled it all out, and within a couple hours' time, went out and kicked these people out of the house. And they come home and they're like, what are you doing? What's all our stuff doing on the front yard? Well, wait a second. I live here. I have a lease. Oh, I'm calling the police. They call the police. Flash shows them the lease, says, look, I leased the house from the owner. Oh, you guys don't live here. This guy lives here. He's got the lease. Show us your lease. Abada, ba, 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 da, So because they're squatters, they didn't have it. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you're experiencing, is that you have to go out and do some extreme things. Now, Flash, he is the guy that's going out, and he is part of the squatter squad that is kicking these people out of the house. Now, one thing that I joked about was, hey, why doesn't somebody go hire Large Lewis? Why doesn't somebody go out and get Big Ed to show up and have a conversation with these people? Well, these people have rights, Dan, and you can't threaten people, and you have to do things with a legal manner. If you've noticed, it's only the blue states that have these problems, to say the least. So California and New York, we'll just start with those two. What you're seeing right now is people are fed up. So the squatter squad shows up and they go in heavy. This guy charges between 5 and 20 grand to go in and to make sure that people that are not supposed to be there are gone. So again, are his tactics, legal? Is he evicting people legally? No, but he goes to people and researches it and finds out that they don't have leases. These people don't have legal rights. They've just squatted and taken over properties. Now, it's funny. As I'm walking on the island today, there's places you can rent here. And they rent for, I saw one that was $10,500. There's one for $14,000 a month. Well, that's a great place. Why don't you just move in there? Seriously. Okay? Don't pay your rent. Just squat and just say, I live here now. Now, the whole thing about New York is these people have to file these eviction notices, and it is crazy. So share your thoughts on this stuff. What do you think about this? What do you think about the squatter squad? Are they breaking the law? Yes. Are they doing things they're not supposed to? Yes. But let us know what you think about this. What would you do? Let's talk about our sponsor, Private Internet Access VPN. A VPN is a virtual private network. And what it does is it gives you a level of encryption from your device, cell phone, computer, laptop, to any website that you're going to. This is so important right now. With all the cyber attacks and all the crime out there and all the hacking that's going on, you need to protect yourself and make sure that your data is completely unavailable to the bad guys. Now, think about this. When we go to our bank, when we go to public websites, our information could be at risk. People could see our keystrokes, they could see your passwords, they could get access to you. If you have a VPN with private internet access, not only is it incredibly inexpensive, it's pennies a day. It has been the iAllegedly product of the year for 2 years in a row now, for 2022 and 2023. And here's the best part about this. I had a meeting with my IT guy who's doing all our websites, the video site, the TV channel, all this stuff. And he's like, that's the VPN that I use. And all my people use is private internet access. Dan, I was thrilled to hear that that's who you were talking about. So if it's good enough for the IT guys, it's good enough for you. Use the link below, save 83% off the price. It is absolutely pennies a day to do this. There is no hardware to install. And here is the best thing. It is absolutely the simplest thing that you will install. And all you do is you press one button on your phone. Let me show you how to use it. It's this simple. There is no hardware to install. One button is all you click. And when you click that button and it turns green, you are protected. I can surf the web and not have to worry about anybody seeing my keystrokes. And think about this. If you're into sports and you want to change your time zone, you can be in the East Coast, you can be in a different country. I can watch Formula One unrestricted from my phone or my computer. Okay? It covers everything. Think about this. The deal I worked out with private internet access is very simple. 83% off, but it includes every device in your home. So your laptop, your iPad, your tablet, your cell phone, your home computer, everybody's covered. Think about this. Do you ever have anybody use your computer and you're not sure about where they're going? Now you don't have to worry anymore. Check out private internet access today, save 83%, and take advantage of the iAllegedly deal. Again, product of the year for the last 2 years, plus my IT guy uses PIA every month. Guys, check it out today. A few things in the news. The Fed, what they did with interest rates is going to be felt for decades. How they raised interest rates over the course of the last 3 years is going to be felt for, they say, for 2 to 3 decades in the real estate market. You know, so many people have written me with all this talk about the real estate commissions, and you have to look at something. There was a trial, guys. These guys lost a trial. They lost a trial where they colluded and they overcharged people. Oh gosh, yeah, we forgot about that part, you know? So here's the thing, guys. You're going to see the real estate market and the real estate commission market completely change. I'm telling you guys, I've had over 24 people write me and say, Dan, I've bought houses without a real estate agent, and it's been a fantastic experience. Yeah, the seller got paid from the homeowner, and when they listed the house, it happens, guys. But right now, you're going to see a cataclysmic shift right now in how people are paid with these real estate commissions. And I get a kick out of it where people are writing me and saying, hey, I sell $400,000 houses and my time is worth $12,000, and they're going to pay me $12,000 out of their pocket or not, or I won't show them a house. Okay, good luck. Good luck, guys. Because again, all these homeowners out there are using Zillow right now. And there's an article below about Zillow, and Zillow's talking about how you're going to see such a shift in real estate advertising right now. How does Zillow make money? Zillow makes money for the services on its site. You want to get connected with a realtor and you click on that box and you fill it out. Somebody's paying for that, guys. It's not free to do that on Zillow when you show interest in a property, because they sell that lead to the third party. So Zillow right now says it's kind of wild. They've been open over 10 years. You're going to see such a huge shift in how houses are marketed, and they know it. They know that this is going to absolutely change the real estate forever right now. So there's that. Our federal government has said that between now and the end of the year, they're going to replenish the strategic oil reserves right now. So we'll see if they do that. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see if, you know, we just gave that stuff away before the last election. So it'll be interesting to see what they do this year, if they're going to replenish it. Okay. Redfin CEO is the one that said that you're going to see huge changes in real estate and that it's going to be felt forever. I'm telling you this right now, guys. I am seeing so many people that are looking at properties right now, and people that are selling properties right now, they're saying, you know what, let's wait. Let's just wait. What's 90 days going to do? Seriously, why don't we just wait 90 days? Unless you're desperate, unless you're upside down, or you've got to buy that other house, why do we have to sell today? You don't need to. You just don't need to. And again, how are you going to charge people moving forward? You know, I want to go take a look at 123 Elm Street. I'm already pre-approved for the loan, and I don't need an agent. Okay, well, you need to sign an exclusivity agreement with me, Dan, or else we won't show you the property. Okay, good luck with that, guys. Good luck with that. Just got off the phone with the foreclosure experts. Guys, this is going to be a boom market for foreclosures starting about 60 to 90 days. You're going to see this completely take off because the banks have inventory. The banks are so tired of waiting to get paid from these people that the days are numbered with the stories. Okay, so with that, I'll cut across the street, show you how the tide is right now. It's kind of low. This guy's out here in this, but once again, guys, you're going to see a big shift when it comes to the real estate market. And here's something that was really disturbing. I want you to think about this. We keep talking about how people don't have the money to buy food. And as I researched this, there are 15 million Americans right now that have used buy now, pay later for their groceries. Man, that is awful. That is awful. That's 6% of the entire population is financing food at a later date. Okay, now come on, guys. When do you sit there and get concerned about this and say that there is a problem with this? So that's enough to get me going. You know, so many people are just getting by right now. And Dave sent me a great story about California employees that work for the state and they can't get by. And Tammy Rodriguez works at the DMV. She is 52 years old. She's been there for 27 years. And like she said, when I got this job, I thought I struck gold. I got paid so much money. It was fantastic. Now she cannot get by on what they pay her. Her rent has climbed to $2,200 a month. It's half her take-home pay, and she barely has enough for her and her daughter to get by right now. So you're going to see this happen more and more. You know, the lie of we're making more money and our wages are up and you're doing better now than you've ever done in your life is an absolute farce when it comes to this. But again, this goes back to people are so desperate right now. That's why people are squatting. That's why people don't have jobs. People are not living in their cars. They're out squatting and going into other people's houses to live there. It's absolutely insane right now. Absolutely insane. The experts talk about gold right now. There's no gold sponsor today, but they're saying you haven't seen anything yet when it comes to the price of gold. Take a look at the article below, and it talks about how, you know, the deficit spending, how we're completely upside down, that people need to look to protect themselves and get themselves into gold any way that they can. And when you read this, it just talks about how ludicrous everything is and how people are so in debt right now and companies are in debt and it's a complete mess. To add to that, junk bonds right now. What is a junk bond? Junk bond is a bond that's issued by a company that's really not backed by anything other than somebody's good looks. Michael Milken, remember him from the 80s? That guy invented this. Why shouldn't XYZ Corporation be able to issue bonds on their own? Well, normally bonds are backed by an asset and you're lending against that. Well, no. That's where the term junk bond came from, because we can issue $50 million in junk bonds. Michael Milken made a fortune doing this. And now you're starting to see that these junk bonds are back, and you're seeing that people are not paying them right now, guys. They are stiffing them. The number of junk bonds that have defaulted in the last year has gone up 80%. You're going to see more and more corporate bankruptcies over the course of the next year. 2024 is going to get very bleak. You're going to see more banks go out of business. And I'm telling you this right now. If you were on this conference call today, I wish I could have taped it and just play it. It should have been my next video playing it for you guys, because talking to these experts and how it is getting to be feverish as far as the amount of activity in the commercial space for foreclosures. The hotels, that you're going to see hotels that you've stayed at in your lifetime that are going to get foreclosed upon this year. You're going to see things that we've never seen in our lifetimes that are going to happen. You're going to see office buildings that are going to be completely vacant. There is an office building in Santa Ana, California right now that they cannot fill. Nobody's going to rent it out, so they're going to rip it down. It's on Harbor Boulevard. I'm going to go over there and film that thing for you. But that's crazy, guys. They'd rather build a warehouse for Amazon than have a 5-story office building. Okay? They renovated the place, built the place in the 90s, renovated the place in 2019 to where it was very modern, beautiful. It's pre-pandemic, guys. But they would rather rip the building down and build an Amazon distribution warehouse than have it there. Crazy, crazy, guys. You're going to see more and more people go out of business immediately. Okay, it's going to happen. But share your thoughts on this stuff so far. I'm going to finish this video with these last couple stories, and it's going to be interesting to see what the Fed's not going to tell us today. So we can all count on that. Next thing is the Fed is conceding the 2% inflation number is a joke. And great article below about how, what if we got in line with 3.5%? Would you guys be okay with that if that was the new norm? Well, again, remember 2%, transitory. It's with my mom. Don't worry. You're making more money than you even realize. Why are you complaining? 2%. No. Now they want to tell us it's going to be 3.5%. Okay, just tell us the truth. People need to understand that they don't have control over this. They don't have control over the supply chain, and you're going to see more businesses go out of business and more bankruptcies at a record clip right now. That's what's going to happen. The other thing is, growing up having 2 adult children, 10 years ago, the Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, all those different stations were on my house all the time because it was raising kids. And there was a show called The Wizards of Waverly Place that had a actress on it, Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez became a singer, actress, and made herself quite the name. She owns a brand, a cosmetic brand, that is being sought after right now. And I was like blown away. I had to call my daughter about this. I said, is this accurate? Floored me. Absolutely floored me. Think about this, okay? Rare Beauty is the name of her company. They're going to potentially get $2 billion for the sale of this company. $2 billion for that. So you'll have another billionaire out there that made money from cosmetics. Isn't that crazy to think about? So here you've got these actors and these kid actors that just made an absolute fortune, and we're beating our brains out. Okay, so like my daughter said to me, Dad, you're not a pop star, and you don't have a following that she has. So clearly, $2 billion for her company. Isn't that crazy? You guys heard of it? Let me know. Take a look at our sponsor, Private Internet Access. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please, if you want to email me a story, hello@iallegedly.com. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon.